All right, welcome everybody to Chem 106. Most of you have taken Chem 105 previously, so you have an idea about, or Chem 105 from me previously, so you have an idea about how this course is going to work. It's going to work almost exactly the same, just a few, maybe one major difference, and it's not that major. So, my name is Brother Scott. I have been teaching here at BYU Hawaii for multiple years. Came here about 2008, and I teach the analytical chemistry upper division courses. And I did my graduate work at University of California, Davis. I did postdoc at the University of Hawaii in the Hawaii Natural Energy Institute. And my dissertation and postdoc work revolved around fuel cell catalysts, biofuel cell catalysts specifically. So in this course, we're going to try to get through these 10 chapters, chapter 11 to chapter 20, in the same book. And we can go click on here to the course syllabus to see which book we have to get. Here's our required text that you have to make sure you have access to. And this is an old out of print book, so if you're going to find access to it, it's going to be probably a used book that's costs less than $20. There's actually a little link here that'll help you a little bit with the book, possibly, if you want to head to that. There's also PowerPoint slides available this semester, so you can click on here. And if you want to download these PDFs and print them out to go along with the course, that is a resource that you have available to you. But what you're going to do is basically going to watch these videos, right? So I would suggest either clicking on this or clicking on this and then enlarging the video. And then you're going to watch myself and, let's see, where do we get the sound for the video? Let me turn it up here a little bit.
I paused them.
There we go. So this is the way the videos were the previous semesters, right? So you're probably familiar with this, but you're going to watch these videos. Now, I do want you to watch the videos, because if you watch the videos, then I know the learning that you're exposed to, and that helps me know, if actual learning is occurring. And that's what really is difficult in these types of settings, is trying to identify if you're actually learning or if you're just kind of skimming through the internet and trying to find answers to problems. And you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to try to learn from the internet, or, some people are fabulous at just reading books and learning there, and that's great. That's not a problem at all. But I do have quizzes for each lecture video, and that's where a significant amount of the points will be in the quizzes. So after I'm done taking this video, I'm going to click on this quiz here, and then I can go to take the quiz. So I have a number of minutes, and the quiz is timed. Now, I know that it's not fun to have the material timed, but that's hopefully going to improve your preparation, your focus on the learning portion, so that when it comes here, you're not just scouring the internet for an hour trying to figure out the answers to the questions. You need to spend the time ahead of time preparing by watching the video. Okay, so for each video lecture, there's a quiz. And if you haven't printed out a periodic table yet, this is the periodic table here that I would suggest that you print out. All right, this is one that we've used in my course in Chem 105, and it's the one that I will reference at times. Sometimes I refer to the solubility rules. They're on the back here. To the polyatomic ion chart. It's on the back of this periodic table. And sometimes we'll pull this up and have conversations about it as well. So those are our course materials that you want to be aware of where things are and stuff. All right. We have links up here because it goes way down, right? So to speed up our ability to kind of move around the course, right? You can skip to chapter 15 and then back up again, chapter 13 and so forth, okay? After the first 3 chapters, 11, 12, and 13, there's an exam, and that will be right here, exam 1, chapters 11 through 13, and we only get one chance to take the exam. It's timed. It's going to be on chapters 11 through 13. It's open book, it's open notes, it's open internet, all right? But the timing of it, again, so you got 200 minutes, and right now it says 49 questions, but there will probably be closer to 100 questions. And if we don't get up to those 100 questions, if I decide that I want to leave it at about there, then the time will go down to about a little more than, or a little less than 2 minutes a question, all right? So, yeah, again, the timing there is going to force you to make sure you're prepared. You're not going to have time to go and try to find the answers all over the internet or in the book, okay? So that is how that's going to work. After the first 3 chapters, we're going to have an exam, and then after every couple of chapters after that, we'll have an exam until the final. Okay? Now, one thing that I really need you to pay close attention to is that there are not due dates in this class. There's only one due date, and that's the end of the course, which is June 25th. So you're not going to get messages from Canvas telling you that this is due, exam 2 is due, and so forth. All right? So because of that, you have to be aware of the timing of things. Now, I've included suggested dates throughout the course. So, and these are daily tasks. So this is not going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class if you want to follow my schedule. If you want to follow your own schedule and do a little bit more than what's prescribed here, then that would be fine. But if you follow this schedule, little bites at a time, it's very manageable. It's 2 videos and 2 quizzes a day. So April 28th being Wednesday, which is our first day of class, I'm hoping that you'll watch these 2 videos, take both of these quizzes, all right? Sometimes the quiz questions, like it says here, are from the above video. Sometimes they're from the above videos and from specific problems in the book. So if, for example, I have the problems in the book that I need to be aware of, then what I'll do is I'll open the book. Here's my online or my PDF copy of the book here. And I see I need to know problems 1125 to 1151. Okay, so I'm going to go up here to chapter 11. 1125 to 1151. Here they are, 25 all the way down to 51. So I can become familiar with these by practicing them and doing them. And then, after I'm familiar with those problems and I understand how to solve those problems, I'll be more prepared for this quiz here. All right. Okay, so let's say I'm ready to take this, I'm trying to prepare to take this quiz. And so I watch the above videos so that I have the information necessary to answer questions that might be pertaining to these above videos. And then I'm doing problems 1125 to 1151, and I come across a problem, let's say 1133, that is giving me a little bit of trouble, and I don't quite understand what it's talking about. It's, you know, the lecture didn't really talk about this video or this question very much, and what can I do? Well, you can look in the book. You can go up in the book and try to figure that out, and that's very good. But there's also another resource for you, okay? And the other resource is videos of people Some of them are myself, some of them are tutors, solving problems from the back of the book. So the ones that we solve are the blue problems. There's blue and black problems, but so for example, 11, let's say that I want to find problem 1133. I can go to this link here, videos of problems being solved, and find the video that corresponds to 1125 to 1171, and I'm looking for 1133. So I can click on this video here, and I can move through the video. Here's 1149, so 1133 was sooner than that. There's 1143, 1139, 1131, and 1135. So 1133 should be around here somewhere. The Mercury in the open. So that is another resource that you have to prepare well for the quizzes that have homework problems in them. All right. Another resource that you have is tutoring. We're going to have tutors available, hopefully starting the first day of class, but it might be delayed 1 or 2 days. But hopefully starting the very first day of class, there will be tutors available, and those tutors will be having tutor hours, and you can get to those tutor hours by going into the conference tab here. And in the conference tab, there will be information about how to log into a conference. Now, I'm in the student view right now, so I'm going to go out of the student view and go into conferences to give you a feel for what it looks like. It's going to look like something like this that says somebody's tutoring specifically, or tutor hours or something like that. And if the meeting is in progress, then you'll be able to join that meeting. Okay? And then you talk to the tutor. Now, one of your assignments, let me go back into student view here for a second. An additional assignment that we didn't have last semester is you actually are required to go to the student or to the tutor a handful of times this semester. So if I go into grades here and look at my grades, I'll see that one of the things I need to do, so here's a handful of different grades, the things that I'm going to be graded on, and one of them is tutor visits. Tutor visits, it's worth 35 points. Every time I go and communicate with the tutor and we work on problems together, I'll get 5 points. So after 7 visits, you will have 35 points with the tutor. You can do 1 tutor visit every day, and these are 7 required visits that you are going to do with the tutor. And again, I hope you do these early and don't save these to the end, because we want you to recognize and make a connection with the tutor and see that they are a resource for you to answer questions. Additionally, after those 7 visits, if you continue to go to the tutor, every time you continue to go to the tutor, you will get an additional 5 points. Okay? So every time you go to the tutor, you'll get 5 points in this column, and after you've gone 7 times and you keep going to the tutor, then you'll get an additional 5 points every time you go. All right? And that can add up to a significant amount of points, especially if you find that you're not getting all the points for the quizzes. Then that would be a very good idea, good choice to find extra points along the way, right? All right, so I think that is basically an explanation of how the course works. If you want to interact with me, you just email me and let me know, and I'll answer questions as well. I'll set up a meeting in the conference here on Canvas, and we can communicate. I can answer questions. So I'm available. The tutors are available. If you do meet with me, then I will give you 5 extra points as well. And that's something you could do instead of the tutors. You could meet with me. I'm not as available as the tutors, though. So if you have a hard time getting a hold of me, hopefully you'll have an easier time getting a hold of the tutors. All right, that's how things go. Remember, every quiz, every exam is open notes, open book, open internet. So search for the answers where you can find them. And that should do it. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, Fred, you're here?
Yeah, I'm here. What's the thing? Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Good, good. So what's your question?
So how many tutors do we have?
Well, we're not sure exactly right now. We might have 2 tutors. We might have 3 tutors. We might only have 1, but right now I think we are going to at least have 2 tutors.
Does it matter which one I go to?
It doesn't matter which one you go to at this point. We might split ourselves up into 2 groups to help us improve that relationship with those tutors. But for now, you just go to any one, and that tutor should have the ability to give you those 5 points for every time you meet with them.
Okay. And what if I want to retake a quiz?
Well, see, that's the thing. We don't really have a way to retake the quizzes. We want you to push yourself to do the learning beforehand. You can always ask, and I'll probably say no, but the point is to try to do the learning beforehand and have a good learning experience. And if you do that, I'm hoping that will translate into understanding the quiz question. All right. Any other questions, Fred?
So when is the second quiz due? I don't understand when the quizzes are due.
There's actually no due date for the quizzes. Okay. So the course closes on the 25th of June, 25th of June. And you can take all the quizzes right away. If you're a chemistry pro and you already know what's going on, you can take all the quizzes. I would really watch the videos though. Yeah, I have these suggested dates to help you kind of move through. But like I said, you have to kind of be careful because some people are used to just being responsive. In other words, the Canvas says, this is due right now, and so they go and do it. This one's due for this class, and so they go and do it. But that's not the way this is going to work. You're not going to get little reminders telling you when material is due. These pink dates here are guides so that you can try to stay on task if you want to use them. And it's basically spread out throughout the course. But yeah, you need to stay on top of things, okay? You need to kind of set your own schedule and be in charge of getting stuff done.
Why do we do it that way? Why don't you just have due dates for everything?
Well, my experience has been that, especially during these times where people are needing to quarantine, some people are getting sick and they have to go and take time off or whatever. Some people don't show up to campus when the beginning of the semester is for a variety of reasons, right? Other people are in different time zones where the internet isn't always reliable. There's so many different parameters that flexibility seems to be something that's necessary. And yeah, so, you know, there's pluses and minuses. Pluses are that you can do it whenever you want to at your own pace. Minuses is that you have to kind of be your own boss. You have to be in charge of your schedule and make your own decisions. I think that's a healthy thing anyways. I think that's a healthy thing. It's nice to have a boss that tells us exactly what to do all the time, but it's maybe better for us to not be a slothful servant and to be one that is anxiously engaged in a good cause of our own free will, not simply because we're afraid of missing out or getting a bad grade, right? So I think that there's plenty of good that can come from managing our own schedule.
Now, I was in one of your classes before, and I took the first exam, and I didn't do very well. I did okay, but not very well. And then the second exam, like you said, I got sick, and so I couldn't take the second exam. And then I I had a fight with my roommate on the third exam, and I completely forgot that one. But then I took the fourth exam, and you made the score for the second and third exam, what I got for the fourth exam. Is that how you're going to do it this time?
Yeah. So we're not going to be making up exams. So if you don't take the second exam or whatever, and you just move right to the fourth exam, for example, in your case, then because the exams are cumulative, they'll always include the previous chapters. Your performance on them should be a pretty good reflection of how you would do on previous exams. So if you score, 80% on the third exam, but you didn't take the second exam because you were sick or quarantine or whatever, then that second exam score will be the score of the third exam. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if you take the final and you perform well on the final, then all your previous scores should be a good score, because that's a representation that you know how to answer all the pertinent questions in the course, because that's what we should have in the final, right? But you're not going to have a second chance to do it. So I would not recommend just saying, oh, well, I'll take the final and see how things go. Because if you take the final and you only get 50%, then you end up having to go back and take all the other exams. You're not going to get to retake the final, okay? So that's not it's something you could do in the last minute if you're in lots of trouble, but it's not a good idea to count on that and delay until the very end. All right? Anything else?
Now, if I take the first exam, and let's say I get a 60%, and then I take the second exam and I get an 80%, will that also change the first exam score?
It will, yes. So if you get better exam scores as you move along in the course, then previous exam scores will change, will improve to the higher exam score. That's right.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's about it. What do I need to get an A?
Well, that's a good question. Here in the course syllabus here, you have a grade breakdown. We have our exams. There's going to be, I think we're going to end up having 4 exams, but we might just have 3. And then our quizzes. This is an approximate number. We'll probably have about that many. Oh, and then I also haven't included in here, sorry, the tutoring assignment, which I need to include in here, which will be that 35 points. All right?
And you said if I go to the tutor more than those 7 times, I get extra credit?
That's right. If you go to the tutor more than 5 times, every time that you go to the tutor, you'll get 5 points. And I'm expecting everybody to do it at least 7 times throughout the semester. And if you continue to do it and use the tutor as a resource, every time you go and study with them, you'll get 5 extra credit points.
Okay. What if I just always go to the tutor and I never take the quizzes? I just do tutoring all the time.
Well, hopefully the tutoring, the tutor is going to do the job of making sure that your time that you spend with each other is well spent, that there's learning occurring. And if that learning results in your ability, improved ability to understand what's going on and answer questions, then that's fine. That's what those points are for. Now, some people last semester, they didn't take hardly any quizzes. They just went to the tutor over and over. They just used the book as a source of questions, working through these problems in the back of the book, and did fine. I wouldn't say all of those people who tried that got A's, but it was definitely a way to maneuver through the class. Okay, and that's not necessarily a problem. However, one thing that they had then that they might not have this time is as many days to go to the tutor. So that was the winter semester, and tutors should be available 2 to 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. And so each day throughout the winter semester, they could go and get extra credit points. There's fewer opportunities this spring term because it's a shorter term, especially with 7 of those days taken up by a requirement to go to the tutor. So I wouldn't rely on that as your only source of points or even the major source of points, right? You want to be able to, we have about 50 days, So if you did, let's do some calculations there. If you went every day, I think it's about 50 or 40, actually it's a little less than 50 classes. I think it's like 45 classes. So if you went to Tutor every day, 45 times 5, that would be 225 points, but then 35 of those points are going to be required anyway. So you have about 190 points. So let's go back to the quizzes here again. What do we got here for quizzes? Oh, no, sorry. That's not where I want to go. Syllabus. The quizzes are only worth about 300 points. So if you decided to go just to Tutors and not do any of the quizzes, you could recuperate at max about 190 of those points. So it's not as many as the quizzes. However, if you were to do the quizzes and do fairly well and the Tutors, then you could rack up a lot of points. So again, and that doesn't bother me because I've seen that students who go to the Tutors and interact with them and form a relationship with them and are constantly working with them on problems, they seem to really learn material and they can perform decently on exams.
I think I'm going to take all the quizzes and go to the Tutors every day.
That's great. Good. That's good. Okay. Any other questions?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right. We'll see you later.
Okay, bye.